Good evening everyone. Today we are going to learn Rethinking Development Unit 4 Modernization, Industrialization and Urbanization. Objectives: Introduction, Modernization, Industrialization, Post-Industrial Society, Urbanization. Let us sum up keywords. Objectives. After reading this unit, you will be able to describe the process of modernization, how the industrial paved the way of modernization, discuss the urbanization, discuss the process of urbanization. Introduction. In this unit, we will discuss modernization, urbanization, industrialization as a process of development. Modernization, industrialization, urbanization are three major important or social changes by which the process of development can be explained. In fact, industrialization and urbanization can be viewed as the process of modernization resulting primarily from technological advancement. Modern society emerged in Europe in the 18th century with the discourse of enlightenment. The 19th century modernity, a form of social life, characterized modern societies. God identified industrialization, industrial way of social life, and sweeping social, economic, cultural changes associated with it. The Industrial Revolution resulted the scientific development transformed the world from the agricultural and God identified the industrial way of social life, and sweeping social, economic, and cultural changes associated with it. The Industrial Revolution resulting of scientific developments transformed the world from the agriculture to large industry system. The setting of factory led to marginalization of large number of people engaged in the agriculture work to seek employment in the human areas in the 19th and 20th century. Gradually, modernity resulting from modernization became the global phenomena. Now, let us discuss the modernization. Modernization. Modernization, a multi-dimensional process of social changes which transform the social, cultural, economic, and political organization of a society. In decades, the passing of tradition, enlightenment was the first pursuit of modernity. The main philosophers of enlightenment, such as reason, empiricism, science, freedom, uh, freedom, universalism, etc., are what process of modernization encompass. Industrialization is a Britain, the political revolution of England, France, and the US gave new values of capitalism, citizenship, democracy, and development. All these lead to the progressive evolution or process of modernization. James O'Connell, 1971, defined modernization as a process through which a traditional of pre-technological social passes as the transformed in the society characterized by machine technology, rational and secure attitude, and highly differentiated social structure. It meets the adopt of Western political and economic institutions. For Daniel Lerner, 1958, modernization is the process of social changes whereby less development society acquire characteristics common to more development society. The process is activated by international or the inter-social communication. Modernization is a process of social changes in which development is economic component. It implies a social process which produces an environment in which is a rising output per head. Learner gives certain characteristics of modern society which modernization was ideally seen in resulting in. Number one, a degree of self-sustained growth in the economy. Number two, public participation in politics while electronic democracy. Number three, a culture of secular and rational norms. Number four, an increasing in mobility in the society while freedom of social, and physical movement. A merge of personality type while personality characterization by rationality, empathy, and other directness orient of person who depends on consent approval of other of conform of its self image. Employment of certain kind of means to achieve the modernization. uh, Huntington 1976 in the essay The Changes to Change Modernization Development a Politics said the modernization and by implementation development was a revolutionary process transform rural agrarian culture in urban industrial culture. Alvin Torfey 1980 described the move from the first wave agriculture society to the second wave industrial age society and modernization. He also talked of transition in development countries from an second wave to the third wave post industrial society. A systematic process, modernization is the product of different forces and process. Economic, the global capitalist economy; political, the rise of the secular state of policy; the social form of classes and advancement in sexual and social division of labor; and the cultural transition from the religious to the secular culture. The brief following are characters of modernization. See box 4.1. Characteristics of modernization. It is based on capitalist models of production characterized by wages, labor, and market economy. Emphasize high degree of structural differentiation and specialization. Growth of democratic political system based on political representation of various ideological groups and adult franchises. Growth of bureaucrated institutions and large scale orientation. Rise of individualism and freedom. Emphasis the idea of social progress and social emancipation. It was the background of industrial revolution and industrialization. The classic and final of sociology give the theories of social changes. The work indicates that they were concerned with the process of modernization. Marx, in his analysis of modern norms of production, talk of commodity production in capitalism, which lead to the oppression, exploitation, and alienation. He opined that the ultimate progress lies in the attainment of socialism. Durkheim considered the division of labor and differentiation would lead to the development of society. More the differentiation, more functional dependence, leading to organic solidarity and great level of modernity. For Max Weber, emergence of industrial society would lead to the rise of bureaucracy-ration society, and social progress would come through rationality, modern abundance, transcendental world, and gives dominance to science and rational calculation of social action. Samuel domains to science and rational calculation of social action. Samuel investigate modernity in two sides, city and money economy. Modernity is experience in city life with the fusion of money. His modernization process includes the process of creating value, where money provides the basis of development of market, modern economy, and ultimately capitalism, modern society. Development is a key word which helps us to analyze modernity. There are many conservatory theories of modernity in Gittness, Rizwis, Bowman, and Harmer. Many scholars believe that modernity is a continuous process and unfinished project. Anthony Giddens 1990 gave a theory of modernity and described the modern world as journey. For him, modernity in multidimensional and its four institutional aspects are 1. Capitalism, 2. Industrialism, 3. Coordinated administrative power focused to surveillance, number 4. Miller power. Both Giddens and Beck characterize the late modern world and risk of society thus. There is a shift form of classical modernity characterized industrial society to late on advanced modernity characterized risk society. According to Ulrich Beck 1992, just as modernization dissolved the structure of feudal society in the 19th century and produced the industrial society, modernization today is dissolving industrial society and another modernity is coming into the being. We are witness not the end of beginning of modernity, that is of a modernity beyond its classical industrial design. Deck labeled the new form of reflective modernity. Modernization is not only the process but also a set of theories. We will discuss the theories of modernization in the next unit. Historically, modernization came with industrialization and urbanization. Let us discuss these processes. Industrialization. Industrialization revolution in England properly industrialized not only the England, the European to be followed by rest of the world. Industrialization paved the way of modernization. Industrialization is a process of social and economic change. by which the economy shifted from primary agriculture to manufacture of goods. It refers to the emerge of mission production based on the use of intimate power of resources, which revolution production lead to mass production and innovation. The factory-based system of production and technology division of labor to catalytic changes in society. The bureaucratically managed industrial firms start mass production of goods according to the demands in impression markets. As demands from labor increased, people immigrated to cities in large number leading to urbanization. It was Industrial Revolution in 18th century which led to industrialization, the application of power-driven machinery of manufacturing in England and most of Europe leads to many technological changes, agricultural innovation, advance in transportation and communication, and change in all institutions of advanced of monocracy and feudalism. There was a rise of large-scale organization in cities and importance of cities increased. The classical sociologists in Europe started writing about the changes in society as a result of industrialization and the concept pre-industrial with industrial societies. The well-known classification of Tony's Gemini's Cafe and Jesila's Cafe, Durkheim, mechanical solitary of organic solitary, main status the constant, Spencer militant society and industrial society. The name some bring out the difference between societies before after industrialization. The industrialization became a new order to the world. It is help in capital form of rising productive investment in capital. Asset is an important prerequisite to economic development. Industrialization generate employment opportunities, provide education opportunities, improve access of food and better utilize resources. All these make the industrial development extremely valuable to the local economy. Other effects on social including significant population growth, growing demand for new raw materials, a rising standard of living, improvement of transportation and communication, and the development of new social classes, especially middle class and entrepreneur. But industrialization also negatively impacts the environment and causes pollution, increasing greenhouse gas emission and global warming. Industrialization has radically changed the social structure and production process. The classical thinkers discussed the negative effect of capitalism, which had its genes the factory mode of production and industrialization, which respectiveness division of labor, fragmentation of task character, industrial employment. Karl Marx talk about alienation. Max Weber talk about iron cage and dischan of the world. The result of bureaucratization and the technology advancement. He believed that rationalization and demonstration of all aspects of modern social life bound to happen. Industrialization has historically led to the urbanization to expand of city by the creating economic growth and job opportunity. The draw people to cities is a establishment of factories with the region creators in high demands of factory labor leading urbanization. Post-industrial society. An industrial society is a modern society. Daniel Bell, 1973, the post-industrial society predicted the rather than industrial production. We are moving towards a society with service and knowledge-rated technology would dominate. He believes the post-industrial society would replace the industrial society as a dominant mode. The main feature of post-industrial society, according to him, are number one, a shift from manufacturing to service. Number two, a certainty of a new science-based industries. Number three, the rise of new technology elites and the advance of new principles of stratification. In the information age, the information technologies and related industry domains, the Axel principle, the fundamental logic for economic and society is theoretical knowledge, where the actual principle is the industrial society was technological knowledge as theoretical knowledge is strengthened resource of new society, the universal and research institution became axial structures where thing resources is located. Intellectual technology rather than machine technology is resources located. Intellectually technology rather than machine technology is dominant. While collar jobs replace blue collar jobs within the society, there is an increase in a professional, technical, significant group. It is engaged primarily in production of service, is not production of goods. Bell is prediction of post-industry society was based on already emerged pattern in America in the 90s. Post-modernity. Modernity is associated with sweeping change that took place in the society and also in the field of art and literature, such as industrialization, urbanization, rationalization, development, democracy, capitalism, and free market. Postmodernity refers historical epoch periods or social cultural condition follow the modern age. It is a life beyond the modernity. It indicates a modification of changes in the way which are experienced and related to modern forms of life or modernity. It has history of reaction, rejection, and revelation. In the postmodern age, there is a decline of humanism and values of enlightenment. In 1959, C.W. Mill secured that modern age is beyond success by postmodern period in which values of scientific rationality and political freedom were being challenged. In 1973, Daniel Bell wrote about the post-industrial society, which is informed society. In 1969, Peter Drucker wrote The Age of this continues in 1971. Alan Turing brought the post-industrial society. According to Lyotard, 1979, the state of knowledge is alerted as a societies enter the post-industrial age and culture enter what is known as postmodern age. Urbanization. After industrialization, urbanization is world gesture and continuous revolution is recent times. It represented the revolutionary changes in the world pattern of social of life. It is product of economy and technological development. Urbanization as a social process was brought about great transformations in man's way of life, beginning a global phenomena and because of fast growth of urban centers. The present era is referred to as the age of urbanization. Urbanization is a process of becoming urban, moving to cities, changing from agriculture to the pursuit prevalent in cities, such as trade, manufacture, industries, and management, and corresponding changes in behavior pattern. And increase the size of town, the cities lead to the growth of urban population is most significant dimension of urbanization. The certain are essential into the agricultural characters. Urbanization as a process of population concentration has been systematically treated. H.T. Eldarding, 1956. For him, the innovation two elements, the multiplication of point of concentration and increase in size of individual concentration. As a result, the portion of the population living in urban place increases. Urbanization refers to the changing morphological structure of urban anglometer in its development. Demographic call is urbanization of population between rural and urban area. It is a worldwide process and index of economic development combined with the latest scientific treatment. The technological agreement is secured a place among the economically and technological aggrandizement to the secure place among economically self-reliant countries. It means the breakdown of traditional social institutions and values of the people in the West. In Indian context, the envisaged change in the modern of life and emergence of class system, nuclear family and highly secure region on the debris of caste system, joint family and strict religious practice. Over-urbanization. Over-urbanization refers to the increased exemplification of the character of the urban in the city to the surrounding rural area. It results due to the exclusive development of urban trades. As the urban activities and occupation expand, secondary function like industrial increase, bureaucratic administrative network development, mechanization of life, and influx of urban characters into the surrounding rural area. Over urbanization gradually replaced the rural and traditional trades and the community. Mumbai and Calcutta are the examples of such cities. This social, culture, and psychological process whereby people acquire the material in non-material culture, including behavioral patterns, form of organization, and idea that organize in all are distinct of city. Although the flow of culture influences both directions, but cultural influence exerted by the city on non-urban people are probably more widespread. Thus, urbanization results in what Tomby called the westernization of the world. Suburbanization. Urbanization or growth of suburbanization is closely related to the over-urbanization of city. Overcrowd of cities by population result in suburbanization. Delhi is a typical example. Suburbanization means urbanization of rural area around the cities characterized by the following features. A. A sharp increase in non-agricultural uses of land. B. Inclusion of surrounding area of town within the multiple limits and intensive communication between town and its surrounding area. The study of city was subjected that had already in second part of 19th century in early classical sociology within celebrating dichotomies such as main distinction between status and contract, the Morgan contract between savagery, barbarism and civilization. It was further development of towns who controlled the Gemeinschaft and Gesellschaft and Durkheim, who distinguished between mechanical and organic solidarity. Towns and Durkheim believed that the Gemeinschaft type of social organization of mechanical solidarity is a full development in cities, particularly in modern cities. Feudal de Colangus, in his famous work on the ancient city, regarding in the crucial stage in the development of all civilization and particularly of Western civilization. Other social like Max Weber 1961, the George Samuel 1950 are stressed on the day's living condition, rapidly of change and impression interact to the urban city. Samuel considered the importance of urban experiment that is chosen to focus on urbanism life with the city rather than urbanization development of urban areas. The Metropolises and Mental Life 1903 as the essay detailing his view on life in city, focusing more social psychology. The unique of trade of modern city is the insufficiency of nervous stimuli with which the city dweller must cope. This is become of movement from the rural setting where the rhythm of life and sensory imaginary is solver, habitual and even to city with the content bombardment of sound and smell. In the city, individual learn to the discriminative become rational and calculating and development basis and detachment attitude. Louis Wilk 1938 was one of the pioneers of the study of urbanism and his was first systematic attempt of distinguish concept of urbanism and urbanization. Urbanism is the complex of traits that make up characteristic modern of life cities. Urbanization not merely the process of by which person are attracted to the city and incorporate its system of life. It also refers to that cumulative accession of characteristics, distinctivity of the mode of the life which is associated with growth of city, the final to the change in the direction of mode of life, recognizing an urban. In essay, Urban as a Way of Life, 1938, in American Journal of Sociology, work focusing more urbanization, urban lifestyle. Then one structure he indicate the size, destiny and heterogeneity regarding as the principle trade in different cities are conductive to specific behavioral patterns and moral attitude. Urbanization as a way of life for which is approached empirical form 3 interrelated perspectives. As a physical structure, comparing the population base, a technology, and an ecological order. As a system of social organization involves characteristics, social structure, and series of social institutions and typical pattern of social relationship, and as a set of attitude, ideas, and constellation of perspectives engaged in the typical form of collective behavior and subject of characteristic mechanism social control. Sochberg in 1960 distinguished among three different types of society, each with its relationship to city culture. Pre-literature folk society in which there are no cities. Literature pre-predatory city culture and industrial urban ones. According to Sochberg, pre-industrial cities depend on animated human or animal source of energy or subsisted of feudal society or bureaucracy and do not possess impressionality, secularism, and large size that is characteristics of cities in folk urban dichotomy, conversity, industrial society, and process of development technology derived from the intimate source of power. Have fully developed cities with independent economical resources. Urbanization, according to Don Murci 1969, refers to the process by which urban values of diffused movement occurs from rural area to cities and behavior patterns and transformed to conform to those which are characteristics of group in the cities. They believe concept of urbanism and urbanization are important from the view of understanding city life. Urbanization represents the process by which urbanism encourages the developed out interact of technology and society or change in the development in technology and society occurs in and through urbanism. What is modernization? Modernization is a process through which traditional or pre-technological society pass as is transformed into social characters by mechanics and technology, rational and secular attitude by highly differentiated social structure. What is industrialization? Industrial is a process of social and economic changes by which the economic shift to the primary agriculture manufacture of goods is refers to the emergence of machine products based on the use of intimate the power of resource which revolutionized production leads to the mass of production and innovation. What is urbanization? How is the difference from urbanism? How is the difference of urbanization? Urbanism is the complex of traits that make up characteristic mode of life cities. It is way of life is urban lifestyle for Lewis was size, identity and heterogeneity which are the principal traits that define cities are conducted to specific behavioral patterns and moral attitude. Urbanization is a process which person incorporate in the city life. It is a communicative assertion of characters distinguished in the modern of life which are associated with the growth of cities. And finally to the changes in direction of mode of recognition urban. In this unit, we see the mainly classified contemporary thinkers have analyzed the process of modernization, industrialization, urbanization from the time to all these processes are seen preceded the progress in development modern society. Urbanism. Urbanism is the complex of traits that make us characteristic modern life of cities. Postmodernity. Postmodernity refers to the historical epoch or period or social cultural condition follow the modern age. It is a life beyond the modernity. It is indicate modification changes in the way which the experience and related modern force of modernity. And Gemini's Cuff. Gemini's Cuff is a social system in which most related are personal or trade and often both. Gesely caste. If a Gesely caste, the society of trades is replacement with the social contract in the society. Neither personal attachment nor traditional rights and duties are important.